Rain is a natural wonder that sustains life. It holds more secrets than we realize. Beyond its nourishing properties, rain can influence our genes through fascinating process known as epigenetics. Epigenetics refers to the chemical modifications that occur around our DNA, impacting gene expression without altering the genetic code itself. Rain plays a unique role in this process, acting as an environmental influencer. When raindrops touch plants or animals, they trigger specific biochemical reactions. Compounds from rainwater can enter cells and attach to certain gene regions like methyl groups, altering their activity. These changes can affect various traits from growth patterns to stress responses. The most astonishing part is that these epigenetic marks can be passed down to the future generations. Rain, as a temporary event, leaves a lasting impact on genetic responses of organisms in their surroundings. Understanding the epigenetics of rain opens up new possibilities for agriculture, conservation, and even human health. It reminds us of the delicate interplay between nature and our genetic makeup, underscoring the importance of cherishing and protecting our environment. Next time it rains, take a moment to marvel at the unseen genetic influence pouring from the sky, a reminder that nature's touch shapes life in ways we are only beginning to comprehend.
The biochemical cycle of water, also known as the hydrological cycle, describes the continuous movement of water on, above, and below the Earth's surface. This cycle involves the interaction between various ecological reservoirs or environment. A reservoir is an artificial lake where water is stored, and most reservoirs are formed by constructing dams across rivers. Let us delve into the cycle and its connections with ecological reservoirs. First being the evaporation, where the sun's heat causes water from oceans, lakes, rivers, and convert into water vapor that rises into the atmosphere. Next would be transpiration, which is also the release of water vapor from plants' leaves into the atmosphere. After that, we have condensation. As the water vapor rises higher into the atmosphere, it cools down and condenses into tiny water droplets, forming clouds. Fourth being precipitation, or rain. As water droplets in the clouds become heavy, they start to fall back down and form liquid, or what we call rain, snow, sleet, or hail. Next is infiltration, which is where precipitation reaches the Earth's surface. It may either flow over the land as surface runoff or infiltrate into the ground, becoming groundwater, which could then return back into the ocean. As for the reservoirs, we have the ocean. As the largest reservoir on Earth, they receive water from precipitation or runoff from land, and they release the water back into the atmosphere, similar to rivers and lakes. And we have groundwater, which is a significant reservoir that holds water within the Earth's subsurface. It slowly flows through permeable rocks and can be discharged into rivers, lakes, or ocean. It is a crucial source of water for vegetation and human needs through wells and springs. Plants may also absorb water from the soil through their roots and use it for their purposes and release excess water into the atmosphere through transpiration. The atmosphere is a medium for water vapor transport during evaporation. It is a critical component that allows water to move from one location to another.
Aquatic invasive species are non-native plants, animals, and other organisms that have evolved to live primarily in water. Aquatic habitats, or rather on land terrestrial habitats. Aquatic habitats are habitats that are covered with water all or part of every year. It includes aquatic invasive plants such as algae, floating plants, submerged plants, and emergent plants. Also, in aquatic invasive animals such as insects, fish, reptiles, mollusks, crustaceans, and amphibians. These invasive species can be introduced to an area by ship ballast water, accidental release, and most often by people. They can lead to extinction of native plants and animals, destroy biodiversity, and permanently alter habitats. Aquatic invasive species can form when non-native species are introduced into a new aquatic environment outside of their natural range. Once introduced, aquatic invasive species populations can grow quickly because they don't have natural predators in their new environment.
Aspects of climate change that may affect aquatic invasive species include altered thermal regimes, reduced ice cover in lakes, altered stream flow regimes, increased salinity, and increased water development activities in the form of canal and reservoir constructions.
Let us start with deforestation and urbanization. Our first stop takes us to the areas where deforestation and urbanization have drastically altered the landscape. As trees are felled and concrete structures rise, natural processes are disputed, leading to reduced water absorption and increased in-surface runoff. When forests are cleared and replaced with impervious surfaces, rainwater cannot penetrate the soil as effectively. Instead, it flows rapidly over surfaces, leading to erosion, floods, and diminished groundwater recharge. Through the construction of dams and irrigation systems, vast amounts of water are diverted from river systems. The emissions of greenhouse gases causes global warming, which affects precipitation and evaporation cycles around the globe. In agriculture and water pollution, the rapid increase of human population and our constant need for abundant food, extensive agricultural practices have altered the water cycle. Pesticides, fertilizer, and other chemicals find their way into bodies of water, polluting them and causing harm to aquatic life. Irrigation is the artificial watering of land that does not get enough water through rainfall. The problem with irrigation is that water is removed from its natural source, which causes runoff where it is used. In agricultural runoff contributes to water pollution, leading to eutrophication and the formation of harmful algae blooms. These toxins threaten marine ecosystems and even impact human health. The growth of industries has spurred economic development, but it comes at a cost. Industrial waste contaminates water sources, making them unsafe for human consumption, and cause harm to aquatic ecosystems. The unregulated disposal of industrial waste, including chemicals and heavy metals, results in severe water quality degradation that jeopardizes the health of all organisms relying on these water bodies. So in order to make an impact and in order to address the severe impacts of anthropogenic effects on our water cycle, let us join hands to raise awareness, adopt sustainable practices, and advocate for the responsible policies to safeguard the water cycle for generations to come. Remember that every drop counts in this web of life.